name is John, and I am a nobody. So, to continue my story, we are back in Basque, or Baskenland, or Bar, as the French call it, I think, and the Dutch. I was having a wonderful time there with my friend Pete, and in the bar, which was run by two brothers called Jesus and a man we called James Bond because he looked like Sean Connery. We had a really lovely time, got to meet the locals. One night we were stumbling back from the bar, well, probably stumbling, and it must have been late because we couldn't get into the hotel. The door was locked. So I noticed a drain pipe which led up to a balcony, and the doors were open. So I was a lot more agile in those days than I am now. So I shot up the drain pipe, got onto the balcony and walked into the room. To my surprise, there were two people asleep, but against the wall, propped against the wall, was a false leg and a crutch. So I was very quiet going through the room, went down the stairs, opened the door for my friend Pete, and we probably slept well that night. Well, we'd been thinking about how to repay the kindness shown to us by Jesus and James Bond. So I decided I would do a drawing. I'm fortunate I can draw. So I did a live drawing on the street, but discreetly away from the bar, of the bar, and I'll put a picture up so you can see what the drawing looked like. And then we took the drawing in, we got it, no, we didn't get it framed, we just took it in as it was. It was a pen and ink drawing. And we presented it to the bar owners. And they were, as I said, they were chunky guys. And one of them looked at the drawing and he had a tear in his eye. I could see it. It was so sweet. So sweet. And we got to get to know them a bit better. I think they were impressed by the drawing. And they said, right, we're going out, we'll take you out. Well, there was a camping place not too far from the town or the village of Orio. It was not a fantastic looking place. Excuse me. But we saw no tourists in town, so it was just us really. Everybody knew about the escapade with the drain pipe, me going up and going onto the balcony. Everybody was talking about it for some reason. And we went up the hill with our friends from the bar. They drove up the hill in this little car, and I remember it to this day. It was looking out the window, you could look down. There was no barrier, there was no little fence, metal fence at the side of the road or anything. It was just, you looked down out the window and it just went down, down, down. It was almost terrifying. We drove up and up and up, high into the mountains. It's a very mountainous region. And we got to this other little village up the top, and everybody was out on the streets. It was a nice day. They were eating outside, drinking, smoking, enjoying themselves. There were elderly people there, normal aged people, if there is such a thing, children, everybody. And I heard this amazing noise. It was a horrible noise, and I've never forgotten it. It sounded a bit like this. And we asked our friends, what is this noise? It was very loud. And and they just looked at us and smiled and said, "You'll find out." It was some kind of holiday they were having up there, or some kind of religious festival, I don't know. And they took us over, they walked us over to this building. Now, the main economy seemed to be based around concrete and the manufacture of concrete, because we saw a lot of concrete factories or whatever they're called. And we got to this building and it was predictably made of concrete. It was a modern building. And the noise was getting louder and louder. And we thought, what is going on here? We walked into this hall, this concrete hall, and on either sides there were seats, seating arrangements for people. And a lot of them were screaming and yelling and waving bits of paper. And it was a total mystery to us. And then we looked at the main arena area, and there were teams of highly decorated bulls pulling huge slabs of concrete across the concrete floor. And that was what had made the sound, this huge sound of these massive concrete slabs being hauled across the floor by teams of oxen or bulls or whatever they were. They all had garlands around their necks and flowers in on their heads. And people were betting on them. And it was quite extraordinary. It was like being on another planet or something, or discovering a completely different race of people. And in a way, the Basque people are a completely different race of people. I've never encountered anything like it in my entire life. And I wanted to share this little story with you. This wonderful afternoon of being high up on the mountains in Basque and feeling privileged to actually be a foreigner and to watch this intimate, almost intimate Basque moment of pride in a way. It was extraordinary, especially that noise. Well, I hope you liked this, and if you did, then feel free to subscribe. It doesn't cost anything. And maybe I'll see you in the next one. I hope so. Take care of yourself and all those you love. And as always, Tchaikovsky. Bye for now.